to go. Let's just do a few rounds. Wow! Right, hello everyone. Right, here today I'm going to do the full tutorial because a lot of people have emailed me about they liked my last video, but it actually wasn't, what can I say, it wasn't really a full tutorial, like to show you everything, how I removed everything from the actual cover face and the electrics and all the parts. So I'm going to give you a full tutorial on how to replace the fan. In my next video I'll show you how to change, which is the thermostatic sensor, which is one of these. eBay, I think it was 15 quid, really quite cheap really. But these ballers, the Ideal Classic, which this one is the model FF250. I've worked on these a lot, so I actually know these from freaking back to front really. I know how they work and every part that needs to be changed on it, but I'm going to go through every single step of it just to show you how it's done, and it is pretty easy. But we'll start now, boy. I'll give you just a quick rundown. You got the cover. I've removed the two screws here and here. There's a sliding plate that comes off, which is just slide off, and the facing, man. So I have to put the camera down just to lift the lid off. So I'll put it there and I'll show you there. And all you have to do is, there's two clips up there and up there. And you just lift that off and just remove the cover. Right, here we have the fan, as you can see up here, which is clicking, which the motor's gone in it. It looks a pretty new motor, but it's probably just the bearings. But I'll show you what the bearings are. These are the bearings, which I will change on it and keep it, because I know it's the bearings on them, because I know what's wrong with these sort of boilers, what go with this one. Sometimes it's the motor, but this one's the bearings, so I know what this is. So I'll keep the motor. It's a pretty good motor. I want to change one of the hoses on this because it's the wrong kind of hose. I don't know who's put that on you, but you can see the burning on it, if you can see that. So I want to change that hose, which I'm going to do, which is pretty tight up in there. But we'll go through that bit and we'll just get on with it really, and we'll go through step by step. So I've turned the power off. There's no power to it. Power's off there. I've turned the power off supply after the boiler. So first of all, we are going to do is undo these. Now these are holding the casing from the top of the burner, which you need to get to this fan to undo it from underneath. But what we do is we'll undo these. Usually these are pretty loose anyway, but we'll undo these first of all. You don't really need a lot to undo these. As you can see, they're pretty loose. That one's loose, so we'll undo that one. You can see it's coming off pretty easy, so might need to get a pair of grips on the other one or something just to undo that one. But that's virtually undone now. As you can see, it clips in there and it comes out there. We'll do that one here. Just need a little loosening off really. Take that up there. And we'll put that under this one. Just a little bit tight. Yeah, excuse this little bit of the shakings, but it's hard to do this with one hand, so That's nearly done. That's loose. Right, put that back down now. I'll get some ladders over. Right, on this you'll see you've got the airflow switches there and there. By the way, I should have said this straight away, make sure you turn the power off, double check it. I've got testers which I just always tested, so we'll give that a test there to just make sure that this is fully off. Right, that's definitely off, but I have turned it off from the ball as well, but we'll go through it all. But as you can see from up here, we've got to get into the boiler here, and in here you'll see the screw there that we need to take out so we can actually pull the old unit out, which is this unit here. So we need to start removing the electrical supplies and the air flow switches. So we'll move this one first. Like I say, I'm going to change these. We'll go through it like this. We'll move these so we can get out of the way. So we'll move that red one there, and this is the other, which is on a bit tight. So we'll remove them. On there it looks like that screw there, if you can see it here, which just needs to be undone, is already undone on the flue. So what we're going to have to do there is undo that a bit more, if I can. If you can see that. Right, I've undone that a bit more. Right, I've got some supplies here. These are a little bit different to the other one, but they just go on either side of the motor. You'll see when I do it. So put that one there. They're sometimes a little stiff, so just be a little bit cautious. This one's actually been probably the wiring's been redone by the looks of it. It's probably corroded a bit, but that happens a lot with these, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Anyway, now we've undone that, we're going to slide this, which is the flue, which will be a little bit tight, and then push it forward so it's out of there. So you need to hold that and push that out of the way. As you can see, you can actually get to the screw which is there, which we need to take out to take the top of the housing out. So let's see if I can do this. Let's get a screwdriver and see if I can get a screwdriver in here, one that will fit. Let's get something smaller, which is there, if you can see. As you can see, it's coming out. Let's just remove that out of the way. As you can see, we've removed that screw. Now I'm going to have to take the camera, put the camera down now to remove the top of the housing. So let's just move that down. Right, here we go. This is the top of the housing. As you can see, it moves quite freely now. We're going to remove that like so. Oh, by the way, I forgot to take the air switch off the back. As you can see, that is connected to the back, the white pipe. Or we can disconnect that. Right, there we have it. Move some of that. That is the fan assembly. In another link I'll give you what it is, but as you can see, it's not really hard to change. So all you have to do is be a little bit careful and remember what pipes go where, and replace them in the right position, and obviously the supply, electrical supply. But it is pretty straightforward, but we'll go on. I'll show you in the next bit. Right, that part there is obviously this. This is like the oak seal, which is for the heat. So just make sure that you don't pull that seal away or nothing. And on the back of this, you'll see the screws. You've seen this in one of my other videos, but it's hard to do with just two hands. What I'm going to try and do is show you like this, where I'm taking the screws out. Let's get the right size screwdriver, that helps sometimes. Let's try one of these. Sometimes they're going to be hard because they've been in there for such a long time, so they'll be a bit rusty. So maybe a little WD-40 if you need it. But as you can see, it's quite tight, which you'll get a bit of spray on that actually. Always handy, have a WD-40, the workman's mate. Bit on that. Bit on that. Let that soak in a minute. As you can see, I'm using a flathead driver because sometimes they work better on the old screws, but that's actually quite corroded, that. So take that out. Oh, sorry about that. I've just noticed something, but I'll show you that now in a minute. There's a screw actually missing, which is not very good. But get another screwdriver on it. They're really, really tight. So oh, I keep doing that. Sorry, let me put that over there. This is what happens when you do things in real time, I'm afraid to say. Alright, that's released. Just make sure you keep all the nuts and the bolts together. And that's removed. Sorry about dropping it. But yeah, sometimes it looks like a pretty good fan, but as you can see inside of it, it's a bit dusty and dirty. But I think all I need to do in this case is just remove these old bearings here, which you just take that part off and it all comes off, and there's a couple of springs, and then you just actually change these bearings on them. So they're pretty easy fix, but not always, because sometimes this motor goes, which is like too much hassle really, so I won't be doing that, changing them, so I just usually just do the bearings. Right, let's get this back together. Right, here's the new one. There we go. That's the new fan. Old fan, new fan. Right. It comes with new screws. I think this is a new fan, and I paid I think I paid £40 for this off eBay. But this is a new one. That one over there looks like a reconditioned one, but still in good condition. So we'll just change all this and put the new one in. Yeah, sometimes you just got to take your time. It's really hard doing it with one hand. So obviously you do get mistakes, so just take it in mind that I can't do everything with one hand because it's really hard. So plus I'm not trying to cut the film or make out stuff. I'm doing it like real as you see it as we go along. So right, now we're going to put the new fan on. So obviously the fan face is going that way. And we're going to line this back up, which you'll see, which is you have to just mess about so you see the screw holes. Can you see the screw holes? Which is screws there. There's one now. I'll put the new screws in. It goes into there. Right, I've got one screw in ish. It's like all over the shop, so let's just get that one in. And then we can move it around so the other screws are line up. Don't forget the O-ring that goes on top of it, because that's actually what holds the thing there when it shakes about, so it doesn't come loose. So we'll put that one in. They're a little bit tight, just so it holds quite well. This one looks like it might have got some water on it actually, because it seems to be really tight in there, but still not really hard to do. So that's that one's, and we have these two here, which will go on to the top one there, if you can see that one. So we'll just do that one. Which goes in here. Biggest screwdriver on that. Right, that's the screws. One there, and one there. So what I was saying before, there was only two screws, so I ever fitted the fan before, didn't put the actual top screw in now, which is not a very good idea because they do move about and rattle, so you want to just be a little bit careful. Anyway, now we're going to put this fan back in, so I'm going to have to set the camera up so you can see it like this, and I'll take you through it step by step as we put it in. So right, we'll just get this up and in place. Let's move that down a bit more, you might be seeing it a bit better then. Right, let's hope it don't drop again. Right, obviously, on the back of it, we'll reconnect that hose there, which goes on here, because we won't be able to get to it otherwise, so we'll stick that back on now, which was the white hose, and then we'll push it back into place. Right, as you can see, it's all back into place there. It's in there and in there. Now, we'll put that back down there. And we need to replace one piece. Right, I'll just turn the camera off a second because I've just left a screw. Right, we're going to get this screw back into here, which goes onto that plate there. Sometimes you've got to actually get it into position as it goes in, but if you can see the screws in there now, and we'll just tighten that back up. Make sure it's nice and tight because it's actually holding the burner on, the burner cover on, so make sure you've got it really nice and tight. Right, that's that one on. Right, we'll put next these supplies back on. See the electrical supplies, you'll see they just clip straight back in either way. That's one. That's two. Right, that's the fan back on. We'll move them out of the way. Obviously, we'll make sure that's not moving around. Right, now what I'm going to do is reconnect the actual flue, and we'll give that a bit of spray. Sometimes they're quite tight, so as you can see I'm just giving that a bit of a spray with some WD-40, because sometimes they're tight. It goes on a bit earlier, easier. We'll move that back over here. Oh, sorry about that, let me get that up here. See if I can do this with one hand. We need two hands. This is a bit tight. Let me set that there. Sometimes they're a bit tight, so you need to hold the motor here and pull that on and then tighten it up. So I'll just put the camera down a minute. Right. Just screw that up. So I've got two hands. Right, I'll push that back on. Always try and use a bit of WD-40. It's always good because it actually helps you to actually get the thing back on. Now, we just need to, 1 second, we'll put these hoses on temporary, but I will be changing them. I just want to show you how to get the thing working again, so we'll put these on so you can see what it is. Now, I remember that the clear hose, you don't really need to remember where these hoses go, they just don't go anywhere. So I took a photo and I know that one went on to the inside of that, and this one, which is the red hose, and I will be changing these hoses, but I just wanted to just get it on so I can show you it all working. And that one goes on now. As you can see, that's all on. That's all on. So now I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to go and switch the supply back on and see how it goes. Right, I've just switched the supply back on. Obviously make sure you turn the power off every time when you do that. So I'll put that on. I'm going to just put these back on, which I forgot to do, which I would be casing on. There's a couple of little O's in the bottom which you'll see if you get underneath it. Let's let them clip back in. Just tighten them back up. It's always good to get one up and then the other. Try and do them independently, the two screws. Then you just get something just to give it a little time, because it is sealed, as you can see there, and needs to go back into the seal. And the same for that one. See that? Screw that up. Tighten up a bit. Just want to make sure everything's tight. And the handle is tight, that one is tight. Right, that's them back on. Like I say, I will change the hose, but I just wanted just to show the full fan disassembly, so I can show you how you do it all. We're going to switch it back on now, so let's have a look at this. Right. There we go. There's the fan working. And it's all lit up. Like I said, it's quite a straightforward job. Obviously you'd have to be a little bit careful with everything, but as you can see, all the burners are working right. I will just double check and tighten everything up and push the hoses on again, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. All you need to do is be a little bit cautious. Make sure the power supply is off. Do not never work on anything that's got any power to it. Make sure you turn the power off. Don't mess about with anything, because you will get a shock, and they're not very pleasant, believe me. And a 240 volt will hurt. So just make sure you turn them off. Anyway, that's the old fan, which I'll be putting the new bearings on in another video. And I've got another one of these to change for another friend of mine. He wants to change the thermostatic sensor on it, so I'm going to change that for him. And I'll be changing the hoses on that. I had to change the time clock on this because it was playing up, so that's quite an easy one, which I'll do in another video. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe. I spend a lot of time doing this, and a lot of people like my videos, but I need more subscribers. As you can see, I put a lot of time into this as well, and I think it's like nice if people subscribe and show you that they like the video and what I do. I'm a bit fluey today, so I apologise for how I sound. I've had the flu for a couple of days. Well, I hope it's the flu, not coronavirus, but anyway, here you go, all working. Got a lovely fan up there, all working properly. Like I say, I've got to change that, and that'll be the end of it. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Please don't please don't subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I know it's a new channel and I only just started, but I enjoy doing these videos. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like. Any comments are welcome. If you need any more information on these, I know every single thing about them from back to front. I know how they're made. I had to change every part on them. I know everything about them. So please feel free to actually send me comments and ask me questions about any of it. And as you can see, it's all working fine. Anyway, thanks for watching, and continue watching. More videos to come. Thanks.